All right, welcome everyone to another spotlight session. This time, today, I am with Kat, who is the winner of one of my challenges from the next month. And I can't wait to talk to her about because she has so curious, so interesting and so different and unique topics to talk about today. And yeah, I'm gonna let you hear it from her directly. Welcome, Kat. I'm so happy to have
And
you
so
here.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Me too, me too. Would you, for those people who don't know you yet, because I'm sure a lot of people in the community know you already because you're so active, but for those of them who don't know you yet, would you introduce yourself a little bit? Tell us about your background and what do you do?
Okay, my name is Charisse Tyson, but I go by Cat. Everybody calls me Cat. I am retired. I had a biker bar for over 22 years and worked my tail off. And now my husband and I are uh, traveling in our motorhome and living it full time. My Substack is RV Living with Jesus at the Wheel because he's the center of what we do and takes us where we go. We volunteer right now with a group called Roving Volunteers in Christ Service, and we are currently in Montana at the Montana Bible College, and we do everything you can think of as a volunteer. We today was cleaning chairs in the chapel, but we've been painting and staining, and we just do whatever they want. And it's just a good thing to do with retirement to feel like you're useful. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really amazing. So I have so many questions about that. But so how long do you stay at one place?
Well, we actually didn't stay in one place longer than 3 weeks for a very long time. And then we wound up, Arvix has a village that we wound up purchasing a spot in that and we actually stayed put for 6 months last year, and that's the longest we've stayed. We sold our first house in California in Hollister, and we're going to downsize to Northern California, but California's taxes and politics is too crazy. So we just left completely. But so we went from a 2,400 square foot house to with three outbuildings and more stuff than you could imagine. And you
Yeah.
need to sell it all and get rid of it. So we got most of it. And we went to a 1,400 square foot house, but it had 1,000 square foot shop. And we had to sell all that stuff. And now everything we have is either in this motorhome or our car,
Yeah.
or we have a trailer in Idaho with its 19-foot trailer with, our keepsakes, collectibles, and now we're going to be picking that up. We're doing a project in Idaho, and we're taking our trailer back, and everything we have will be in Smithville, Texas. But
Yeah.
I can't tell you how great it feels to unload stuff. You think you look at around your house and you go, oh my gosh, how can I ever do this? And we hired a fantastic estate salesman, and he put all our stuff up online and puts it online for 4 days. People bid on everything. They come in, they pick up lots, they took everything away, and we had this 1,000 square foot shop empty and clean. It was an amazing process. I can't imagine trying to unload everything you have without an estate salesperson because that would be
Yeah.
really rough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. By the way, yeah, I just remember that I've heard that also Elon Musk is doing something like that, so that he doesn't really, or at some point of his, I don't know, career, he didn't have a place to live. So
Oh,
it's
really? I didn't know that.
intentionally, yeah, because of that reason, because of that philosophy. And for this philosophy, yes, I know that it's actually how we are supposed to live, because that's why our minds are free and you can be much more creative, and actually you don't have to, we are not here on this planet, in this life to go so much and strive to achieve a lot of like
Yeah.
physical material type of life. uh,
Yep.
but so it's more about the experiences and who you become. It's not so much what do you have, but who you become actually.
Exactly. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even care if I ever have a house again, a physical house to live in. I just really don't care. Originally, when we left California, the whole idea was we were going to find a lakefront property in Maine, and we were going to stay there. And then in the winter, we go down to Florida. And then
Yeah.
it was we don't want to own property and have to take care of it. And so we were just going to go. We're Thousand Trails members, which they have campgrounds all over the United States, and you can stay for 3 weeks at a time and you got to move on to something else, or you can pay for a season. And so then we were going to do summer somewhere, winter somewhere, and the other 4 months just travel. And then it became, oh, my husband is sick of driving this 45-foot monster
Yeah.
motorhome. It is a lot. And with a car behind it, and people just, they're terrible. The way they just cut in front of you at the last, you can't just stop on a dime when you've got a 45-foot wall.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Tons of weight. And yeah. So he's done driving. And so now we just travel to do our RVIX assignments and see family, and we have a home base and very little stuff.
Yes.
We have a nice little shed that my husband added a sunroom onto on our property in Smithville, our little spot. It's just a site. And it's a simple life, and we're loving it. We're loving it. I can't imagine doing anything else now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it's amazing, really. But how does it work? So you mentioned also that you're doing this volunteer thing. So how, I guess other people are involved to,
Yes, and we need more volunteers. We've done projects. Well, they do them from California to Florida, every state. So, like a Christian camp, or like that, we're currently at a Christian college or a church, even sometimes we volunteer for 3 weeks. And that's why it's mostly retired people, because you're
but
there for three
what do you
weeks.
do in these volunteer projects? What are they all?
Um, we've put in my husband, our first project, they had to put in 4 full RV sites because the camp didn't have enough for us. I'm talking plumbing, electrical, sewer, everything. That was a huge job. They put in a spiral staircase. They did here, they've gutted the bathrooms, and they're redoing them, putting up the new walls and painting. And I've done everything from a lot of painting. The ladies do more painting and cleaning and stuff that is less physical. And the ladies, we meet at 8 in the morning. We're at work by 8. We have a little, devotional time. We're at
Yeah.
work by 8:30, and we work till 12. So it's not, that long of a day, but it sure feels like it when you're 65, I can tell you. And then the guys go back at 1 o'clock after lunch and they work until 4. So they work a few more hours. And then we just work Monday through Thursday. So we've got 3 days. So it's great for, like, if somebody wants to give back, but say you've never seen Colorado, you want to see Colorado. Well, you can go
Yeah.
volunteer on this project and we get to stay where we're parked for free. There's
Yeah.
no charge, we're power, sewer, and water.
Yeah.
And then you've got those 3 days to kind of do whatever you want to do. Although we do a lot of stuff together because it's a little community. It's a fabulous community. And when I see these people 10 years older than me still out here working like this, my mind is blown. But I think that's what keeps you young.
Yeah, exactly. To do
Keep
something,
working.
to contribute,
Yes.
actually.
Yes.
I follow one self-development app. I'm a huge fan of, it's called Mind Valley. I'm not promoting it in any way, but I think it's the only one which is most famous right now. So they have this, the founder of the company Vision, he's called Vision Lakiani, and he has that a technique for the 3 most important questions, which he says those are your internal real motivators to feel good and to do whatever you want to do. And if you want to grow and to achieve and to elevate yourself also spiritually, those are the 3 most important areas where you should do something to be able to achieve that. And one of those 3 is actually contribution to other people. So
Yes.
that is real realization. So we as humans are striving to those 3 things. One is for experiences, and that would be also the travel experience. And then second one is to grow yourself, like to learn new stuff. And then the third one is to contribute to the society. And
Yeah. Well, we spent the first couple years just driving around in our motorhome, seeing the country.
yeah,
And we didn't have a church home anymore because we'd left our
yeah,
town, and you didn't have that fellowship, and we missed it so badly. So when we found Arvix, it was absolutely perfect because now we're giving back. We're not just traveling and doing nothing for anybody except ourselves, and we both just felt like we needed something, and Arvix filled that need. Like, I can't imagine life without it. I really can't.
Yeah.
It's been such a blessing.
Yes. Yes. So it's a community. You say it's a community, and those people are traveling also with you. Is that right?
Yeah, people come from where, and you can volunteer wherever you want to go visit or wherever you're close to. Like now next year we haven't been back to California in a couple of years because, well,
Yeah.
we escaped for a good reason. But anyway, yeah. But we're doing a few projects there, so we'll get to see family and friends and do that. But people just come from, um, when you get to Florida, you'll find a lot of people from New York trying
Okay.
to get away from the cold weather,
Right.
And in Texas, like we have our spot in Texas, but I guarantee you we're not going to be there in July, August, and September. So most of the time at least 4 months of the year, we're probably just going to leave Texas and go volunteer somewhere where it's cooler.
Yeah.
So, we can, but people come from all over. A lot of them have their own homes. They're not full timers like us,
Yeah.
but they like to give back, and they jump in their RV and they get to go see parts of the country and family, and it works really well. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a real community, actually, physical community you're building.
There is one, yeah, in Smithville, Texas. It's the community where it's got a lot of retired people. And that's the problem is we've got, like I said, I'm the youngest one here and I'm 65 years old.
Yes. Yes.
And in fact, there's nobody here under 70 except me. And this is the problem is now all these people there's a couple here this is their last project. They just can't, your body won't do it anymore. We need new people.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to, through my newsletter, inspire people to join up. And you can do it online. We did our first project in Florida because that's where we were at the time, and everything is done online. You have to do a background check, which they only charge $12 for. I've paid more than that to volunteer for other charities, because you're working in Christian camps, and they just want to make sure you're cool. And then once you do 3 assignments, you can get a spot in the village like we did.
Okay.
And it's just an awesome landing place. And we get together when we're in the village. We have devotionals and Sunday after. It's community, and it's just really awesome. It
It's
really
great.
is.
Yes. Yes. So yeah. So yes. So this is actually what your Substack is all about, right? To
Yeah.
help you find more people to join in your community. And that's why it's not a paid newsletter, not yet, actually.
It is paid, but because I love Christina God,
Yeah.
and she was inspired. So I said, go ahead, and so of course I had 2 friends become paid subscribers,
Yeah.
and that just blessed my socks off. They're just doing it for me. And um, but I went ahead and did it, and I haven't quite figured out what to offer.
Um,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm
My point is that you don't really push for the paid newsletter.
no,
Not
no, I don't,
like
not yet.
not yet.
No.
You have it enabled just because people like Christina and me say so, you know. But
Yep.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think with your cause and your goals with those projects and with everything that you do, I think as a free newsletter, it's actually gonna grow faster, ideally, because and it would be, I don't know, I would have a real good challenge to create a paid offer in your niche, if we can call it a niche, actually.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. And then I am a writer. I did write a book,
yeah.
um, My Crazy Life at the Bar, which was pretty insane.
Okay.
I was married to an alcoholic, and I decided to buy a bar, and life went kind of crazy. And I'm like, why, God, why? And I didn't tell you to buy a bar, but anyway, he worked things out there and took such great care of us. And it took me 7 years to write that book, and I don't want to take 7 years. And I've already passed that again. I'm thinking I can offer all these campgrounds. I keep notes. I use a wonderful app. This is not a plug. I'm not going to get paid for it, but I use the RV Wizard.
Okay.
And so I can put on the map everywhere we've gone. I can tell it, I only want to go this far, and it puts circle, and it
Yeah.
shares all the campgrounds. And so I've got everything. So I can eventually do you want to visit this area? these are the campgrounds that are good and I can talk about them. So, I mean, there's opportunity there
Yeah.
when I stop traveling so much and I have time to do it.
Yes, 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 yes. Right. But so how is it going, your Substack? Can you share some good wins or best practices that you have figured out already for
Well,
your
notes definitely was a big thing. And I think you were one of the first ones. I don't know if Christina beat you to it or not, but I think it was you on the notes.
Yes.
And that helped a lot. And I loved it. I love it because it's so different from Facebook. Well, I mean, in the morning, I get up. Well, my cat gets me up at 4:30, so I'm up before my husband, and I would sit and look at Facebook and just wind up disgusted. Oh, they're putting smut on my site on the top of the page. I cannot believe the stuff that's in my face.
Yeah.
And so when I got into the Substack notes, now it's like, oh, it feels so wonderful. You're just reading about great people. They all have good things to say. There's no smut. And I mean, I have had a couple people say things to me that because I'm a Trump fan. Sorry,
This is
I'm
what
not sorry.
I like
Actually,
this guy very
I,
much.
I think he is. I think he's turned this country around, and I've been vocal about that. And then, like when I was in Texas for 6 months and wasn't traveling, I didn't have so much to write about. So I did a lot of political stuff because I believe that this country needs to be saved, and I think God is what's going to save this country and his people, not necessarily a person like Trump who's helping. He's helping God to save this country, is what I think. But so people that's usually somebody that doesn't like, whether they don't like Christians or they don't like Trump or whatever, they say something nasty. But I have had very few of those, and it's quite the opposite on Facebook, where
Very
people,
true. Yeah, yeah. That's
yeah,
also my experience. Yeah, I also have some negative comments and some people who are basically leaving and doubting in what I do and leaving some bad stuff on my content, but very, very few compared to social media. Yeah, yeah. And also
yeah, yeah.
for
Well,
sure.
I think the value that you offer your subscribers to me is phenomenal. I wish I could be as valuable as you one day.
Yeah. Well, who knows? Maybe, maybe,
Yeah,
maybe.
you never know.
Yes,
Yeah.
for
But
sure.
yeah, the notes has helped and it, like I said, it's a wonderful thing. I love checking it out. And now I put a note. I I even have a timer on my phone. I might miss the noon one sometimes, but usually I like to put up a note 3 times a day. And I was actually on your challenge. Is why I started every week writing a post.
Yeah,
And then that became such a habit. I said, you know what, maybe I can do it twice.
yeah.
And so now I'm doing it twice a week. And I'm a very competitive person. So if I sign up for something, by golly, I'm going to do it. So you've helped me to build it. I know you have through keeping up with those notes and sharing them.
Thank you.
And yeah, the community there to me on Substack is phenomenal.
Yes, it
I've
is.
really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, hopefully it helps you find some more people to volunteer in your project. Definitely.
I'm hoping for that. And there's bound to, I know a lot of people have decided maybe I don't need all this stuff.
Yeah.
And moving into and I'm always tell people feel free to put your comments and let me know if you have any questions because it's big moving from a big house and selling everything you own and going into an RV and people do have a lot of questions, so
Yeah.
I'm there for people anytime. Just ask me,
Yeah.
I'm there.
Yeah, about this R&V living, actually, it's so curious, so interesting that you're basically you're talking about an intersection of those two things, which are commonly not so often met at one place, like the RV living, and also these charity projects, and the Christ type of, the
Yeah,
religion element. So and yeah, I just recently heard about one person who is living like that, but in the woods, and she went really viral, and she was able. So she's doing videos on YouTube, and she was able to monetize in 4 months. So it's huge.
I know, I saw her too and I think she's crazy in the woods by herself. She's brave.
Somehow,
I would never
yeah.
do it by myself. But yeah, and that's when in fact, I've saved some of her stuff because I think, well, maybe I could do a YouTube one. I could do YouTube while we're, you know, I did one at the village. I did my first Substack live and kind of walked people around and showed them where we lived and stuff like that. And so I could be doing more. I know. I just
Yeah.
gotta get tuned in and figure things out
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I have valuable stuff to share. So
For sure, yeah. So this could help some a little bit for more growth, and yeah, and everything. I actually all of the videos that I publish for free on my Substack, I also publish on YouTube, and I
oh,
don't.
you do all yours up good.
Yeah,
You're on your channel.
yeah, and thank you, yeah, and uh, and I don't really I mean, I don't really put so much effort to optimize it. I only use what I
That's
know.
what I was going to ask you. You get
No,
any kickback from YouTube or no?
Not so
You-
much. I mean, it's growing by itself right now. I don't put any effort besides publishing, but it's
Okay.
growing, and I see how I am starting to get more and more views and more subscribers. It's very slow, and there's every now and then there are one, two videos that are gaining a bit more traction, but it's too early. So from what I know from my experience, because I have done YouTube channels in the past, and I was actually able to monetize one in 3 months, but it was huge effort. So I know what it takes.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
and as far as I know, you have to have at least 100 videos or so for the
Oh, okay.
algorithm to be able to pick up and start distributing your content more widely. So right now it's growing, but it already has 50 subscribers, and and
You know what? I'll have to go and subscribe. I don't know if I have one, but I'll have to.
I
Check
don't
that.
know. I don't
I don't
know.
know if I have because I always go to you right through Substack.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
but I'm on YouTube all the time, so I'll look for you.
Yeah, but yeah, the interesting part is that I'm getting new subscribers to my Substack out of YouTube as well, which is
Oh,
so it still has that organic distribution, maybe because the model is a bit different. It's not spoiled from my point of view like social media, and
yeah,
you could create something meaningful there
yeah.
mostly. Um, so yeah,
We
it
should.
might be something interesting. You could explore additional growth opportunities for Substack.
Yeah,
Yeah, I also plan to do and to really deep dive into how you could grow your newsletter with Substack. I think there is huge potential there, because if you have an email list, which is a decent size, then it should be definitely easy to gain some new views on your YouTube channel when you publish, and that
yeah,
also, so it's a double monetization more or less. So,
yeah,
so you
yeah.
put it on Substack, and then also the free content could become a video, and then you can monetize from ads on YouTube as
Well,
well.
I know Christina God has done a lot on YouTube.
Yes, she
Yeah,
does. Yeah.
yeah. So it's working for her.
It's working. Yeah, it's working. There are, I think I have seen also other people who are doing it really well. But they're huge creators, like huge creators.
And I don't know where you'd squeeze anything else in. Come on. Where are you going to get time for YouTube?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I have to leave my job for that. I don't
How
know.
many hours a day do you work?
No, it's not much. It's really two
Really?
hours. Yeah, it's not much.
You've
It's
just gotten good
because
at it.
yeah, it's just because I have figured a very efficient system that I have implemented for myself, and big part of it is AI basically. And
Yeah, I signed up for one of your downloads on using the chat for notes, and I
yes,
somehow lost it. I'm going to have to make sure I get that again because
yeah, I'm gonna send it to you.
I've used it now. The chat GTP I found first I was like, oh no, that's fake. I don't want to have anything to do with it. But I have to tell you, I tend to say too much, put too much information in,
Yeah,
and it'll help me. I write my blog posts
yeah.
and I put it in there, but now I only put in a paragraph at a time because it sometimes just wants to whack it to death. It's like, well, you lost half of the story here. Slow down. So
Yes,
now I'm learning to ask specific questions. And,
the
this section here feels a little long to me. Can you help me? And it has helped me a lot. I named him Sparky.
Yeah, it's a good it's a good strategy to give it a name. Yes. Yes.
And I wind up talking to it. It's like, oh my gosh, this is so weird. But yeah.
Yeah, so I have my own GPT, which I trained, which is with my own content. And right now, so it has basically it. I'm working with ChatGPT for I don't know more than 2 years, so it knows so much
Wow.
about me already
Yeah.
that when this is what I do. I take one of my notes, but a note which has some substance and some story inside of it. It's not just one sentence, which is basically inspirational, but something that is valuable in this note.
Hmm.
And then put it in this custom GPT, which is trained to write like me. And I only say, please expand this into a 1,000 word article for me. And then it goes and also infuses it with some facts and figures that I have from my experience because it knows it already. Uh,
Yeah.
and it's 99% human content, when
Yeah.
because I check every time just in case. If it's not, sometimes it gives me 80%, and if it is the case, then I don't use it because
So you can ask it, I mean,
yeah,
for
and
percentage?
also it turns my note into a full article, and then I go and only edit it, and which is, I mean, it's the biggest part of the work because I also add some personal stories and some infused
Yeah.
personal
Yes.
content. So it's still my idea, 100%, my facts, my stories, everything, but it happens in a half an hour already.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's really huge. It's saving me a lot of time. So basically, I write in about half an hour, very rarely to 1 hour when I produce the paywall posts. And the paywall posts mostly they I write them myself. No, they're not so much because I have to work on them a little bit more from my experience and so on. Um, but most of the free posts and also the notes, they are chat GPT is helping me a lot. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
all for it. So,
Yeah.
like I said, I was not, and now that I've learned, and it does learn more about you.
Yes.
And it's just, it is the thing that you're crazy if you don't use it.
Yeah,
It saves
exactly.
so much time, and you just put a lot of yourself in and let it help you. Is basically what I see it as a helper.
Yeah. Yeah. I think people, so that's the future basically, and people who don't use it actually are falling behind. And if
I believe
if
so.
AI is going to replace anyone, that would be people who are not using it, basically.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
okay, definitely. Okay, can you share for the people who are interested in Substack? Can you share some challenges that you have faced and how did you address them? If you
Well, finding subscribers. At first, I just did it because I had a website forever, and once I hit the road and I wasn't running a bar anymore because I had to write. I blogged for my bar and I blogged for and I wrote my book, so I was doing all this
yeah
stuff, and then my website wasn't that important to me, and I kind of let it slide. And because Christina, I started writing on Medium,
yeah
and I was liking to write there, and I liked the community there also. But then they whacked the wages, and I was a little bit irritated, like many people. And she had suggested Substack, and when I found out how easy it was to put together a visually appealing on Substack compared to my website, compared to WordPress, it now I'm trying to move some of my posts from Substack to a website. So I just started a new website, rvliving.us.
all right,
And because they say you need a place for your stuff that, like, no matter what happens, it's yours. And so I went ahead and built that website. But I'm trying to put posts up there, and it's so much harder than Substack
true,
that
yeah,
I'm not getting it done. Substack is so easy to me for blogging purposes compared to and then once some guy started with the notes and getting hooked up with the right people, between Christina and you and Sarah
yeah,
Faye, yeah, it's like, and now I'm getting bombarded with too many. Well, no, I can't subscribe to everybody. I just go with the people that
yeah,
are helping me the most and trying to. That's the hardest part, really, is just trying not to get lost
yes,
in the notes and in everything, all the people that seem great that you want to support, but you can't possibly.
Yeah.
And then you get the stupid hello in chat. They want you to,
Read
I'm
me.
sorry,
Yes.
I just find that stupid.
Yeah.
You think I got time to just don't, and it's usually a man, and you got to wonder, what is this all about? But for me, it's just been a really positive experience. And I think you get out of it what you put into it. And I know I could get more out of it if I put more into it, and I plan to, but
Yeah.
I'm not rushing myself. I work my tail off most of my life. I'm retired now, really,
That,
basically, but I love to write. And you want people to see what you're writing. So yeah, I'm loving it. I'm just
yeah.
loving it.
It's an amazing place, really. It is.
Really, it feels like home. I mean, I can compare it to the Arvik's family. I mean, that's my writing family over here. And it's just, it helps me feel centered and connected to this fabulous community. And you can make it, it's not paying any of my bills right now, but it doesn't really need to, if the time, well, I'm still getting payments for my bar when he makes them like he's supposed to. And I know that once that extra funds runs out, I'm going to need to get more serious if I want to live comfortably. I'm going to need to, or I just need to write more books.
Why not?
Yeah,
See, maybe next one will take you just months and not years. And then the next one just 1 month.
exactly.
Yes.
Yes. And I'm thinking I can, put together those posts about different projects and have a whole book,
Yeah. Yeah. You can
you know?
repurpose always, of course. Yes.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and with books, actually, if you use ChatGPT and it knows a lot about you, then it will be much, much easier.
It will. It will. I can, drop stuff in. I mean, I've watched fabulous sermons from a favorite pastor, and I want to write about what they said, and I just download the transcript from YouTube and say, help me with an outline with these great points he made, because that's what I want to write. And it's amazing
It is.
how it helps me.
Yes.
And then it's my words, not the pastor's, but I took big points from what that person said, and I'm able to share it
Yeah.
concisely. So yeah, no, I'm
Yeah.
loving
If you know how to use it properly, then it can make miracles for you.
it. Yeah,
Definitely.
I agree. Is that the one you use, Chat GTP, or is yours, you said, is yours a special one, or is it?
It's a version. So those custom GPTs are basically a compiled version of ChatGPT trained to. I feed it with a lot of context and knowledge about how I wanted to write. When my personal one is writing in my style, and I put there a lot of things that also content for which I give to my paid subscribers. So that's why it's personal. I'm not sharing it because it's helping me to then draft new articles very, very easy and very, very fast. And also, yeah, it's basically a version of ChatGPT, and it's working
Okay,
really well.
good.
And I also have three, I think, no, already four of those custom GPTs, which are available to the community, to the paid community. So you could also start using it if you like. So
Oh,
after,
I'm gonna have to check that out.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you the link so that you know how to.
Cool. I appreciate that because you've definitely been helpful. I know I have more subscribers because of you. I know it. I'm sneaking up on 200 now. Yay.
Yeah, yay, yeah, yeah. Hopefully they grow more. So if any,
Yes.
so from people who are watching, so if any of you wants to join Kat's projects and also initiative for the volunteering, so now is the time to join her Substack at least.
Yes. 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 Then you can see what we do and how much fun it is and how rewarding and then too, if you want to travel and you want to know about full-time RV life, boy, I've got some stories in there. It's not all
Yeah,
happy days when you have a problem and it's your house that has the problem and you have to get out of it to get it fixed. It gets complicated. So yeah, I've got lots of stories about that stuff too. The
yeah.
good and the bad, and even the ugly. But there's
But it's
not a lot of
exciting,
ugly.
actually. It's exciting. Otherwise, it would be very boring, you know.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And that's the post to get the most reads. whether it was on Medium or Substack. When I write about something horrid that happened, I get the most reads.
Exactly. So it's
Misery loves company.
exactly. So you could turn that into a video basically. So talk about this post on a video and put it on YouTube. So it would.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, exactly.
Good idea.
You already have the signal right there, so you have to use it for sure.
I like that idea. I'm going to work on that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome. Yes, yes. That's what I would do. So that's why I say. Right. So exciting, really. You have an amazing. I think you're doing an amazing stuff, amazing projects, and more people should definitely know. Hopefully, they do after this session.
I
Hopefully.
hope so. I hope so.
Hopefully.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Of course, you're welcome. I'm really happy to talk to you. It's and to bring something interesting on the table to the community. I'm sure more people would be definitely interested. Um, I have a lot of people in my audience in the US. So for anyone in the US, yeah, that's
Yeah, it is United, and it was the United States and Canada,
okay.
and we had a lot of Canadians, but Canada's got real weird about Christianity.
Right.
It really was cracking down, and they had to take Canada off. But we do have some people. We do have one project in Canada, I think, and right on the border,
Yeah.
and we might have. I know we have a couple of. I've worked with Canadians that come down to work with us, but Canada is definitely not kind to Christianity right now, and so all the projects except for one are in the United States. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, maybe it's for the better, actually. Who knows?
Well, we'll see what happens. I'm hoping to see it explode.
Yeah. Okay, so if you had to start Substack all over again, what would you do differently?
Shoot. You know,
So nothing is also an answer.
nothing's real. No, I can't really, because it's just been, because it's not important to me as a source of income, but I imagine there's a lot of things, if I needed the income, I would have to do differently than I'm doing now. But for me, it worked perfectly for me. So um, I I think the best thing I did was getting in touch with the right people, whether it's you or Christina or Sarah, or you get in the right group there, and the support is fantastic. The people are awesome. Yeah, I can't think of anything I'd do differently, really.
Great. So great. Yes. That's a great answer, I would say. I never had that answer on this question anymore. Anyway, you're the first one.
Well, I'm glad to be a first. I like being a first.
Yes, you are. You are. That's amazing. I like that answer. Right. Can you share one, two, or three books that have significantly changed or influenced your life, like besides your own book?
Besides my book.
Yeah, what's the name of it actually? I think you mentioned, but maybe you can say it again.
Born Again in a Biker Bar.
All right. Yeah.
And it originally was Miracles and Grace in an Unlikely Place. And it
Oh,
was a memoir of a Christian woman biker bar owner.
great.
But I could show you.
Yeah. Why not?
Okay. So they're both the same book, but this was the original
All right.
title and cover.
Oh,
And
interesting. Yeah.
it's because it had the Bible and the cocktail at the motorcycle rallies we had in Hollister, California. 100,000 people would come to town in the weekend.
All right.
Great opportunity to sell my book. Christians didn't want it because of the drink, and then the non-believers didn't want it because of the Bible. So I didn't sell as many. So then I got a writing coach, and he's the one that suggested I change the title, and I paid somebody to do this other cover for me. And I did. Because it was a famous bar, I did sell thousands of copies. And they say most ebooks, you're lucky if you sell 100 or whatever. So I've done really well, and I carry them with me, and I sell them a lot to my fellow workers, and stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's work doing a book, but I'm so glad I did it. But books, oh, I'm actually I haven't been reading so much because when you live in a motorhome with a husband who likes to watch TV and
Right.
you don't have the space to go. So I'm currently reading Alan Jackson. He's a wonderful pastor. I like reading
Maybe you can
his.
share a TV show.
I love Flashpoint. It's political and Christian, and the information is different than you're going to get from the regular media. They share a lot more truth. I'm sorry, but when it comes to mainstream media, I don't like them. I won't watch ABC, CBS. I won't watch any of that stuff because they just spew too much junk at us. And I really think the media has treated America badly. But we like watching. Well, we keep running out of our series
Yeah.
because we watch everything on apps. And now, see, my menopause brain, we just finished one again. I was so disappointed when it was over, and I can't remember oh my gosh,
It's
it
okay.
just got
Don't
out of
worry.
my brain. It's terrible. That's one thing about menopause. Sometimes I'm searching for stuff and it's right there and I can't quite grab it.
It's okay. It's okay.
I like Tracker. That was a good one. And that one ran out. And there's a new Matlock with uh her name is gone from my brain too. We just watch series and then we run out and we start a new one.
Yeah. Yeah, we
My
also, so you're not alone about media and TV watching. So mainstream, we also don't watch. I think a lot of people stopped watching. It's a trend actually. So many people just moved towards selected sources online. And that's normal. But we do have in my country one show which is called Who Knew, where you learn a lot of interesting, curious stuff about nature and animals and things like that.
Oh, they had a great one. The Americas. I know Tom Hanks was the narrator, and oh my gosh, the stuff that they filmed was absolutely amazing. It's like, how do photographers get in here and get this stuff? Oh, it was
Yeah,
mind
exactly.
blowing. I
Yeah.
think that series is probably over. But the best thing that happened to me being in the motorhome and being able to write again and do blogs twice a week is my husband got himself a good size iPad and a good set of headphones.
Yeah.
So he can be sitting right next to me
Yes.
and I can be writing while he's watching his shows. So if you're going to move into an RV with your loved one, make sure they got an iPad and headphones because that's how I get anything done. If he didn't have that, I wasn't getting anything done because the TV, I'm a solitary writer. I need quiet.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people that can walk. I can't believe people go into coffee shops or
Yeah.
something and
Me
sit
too.
down.
I need silence when I write.
Yeah, that's me totally. So the iPad with the headphones is one of the best things that ever happened to us. That's one of the only reasons I can write on Substack twice a week now.
Yeah. Yeah, but actually this sounds to me the way that you described it, it sounds to me like happiness in a motor van, actually.
It
It's
really is. It's a good life. It really is. And now when we started out the first couple trips, it'd be like it drive 350 miles in a day. We learned quickly that it's too much. So at this point, because we traveled for almost 5 years, I try not to take Tommy any more than 150 miles because he is one cranky bugger when it's all over. And I can't fathom doing it myself. You get on these highways where they're doing construction and you got and there's construction everywhere across the United States. I mean, very seldom do we get on a highway without construction. So,
I thought it's
um,
only on my country, but so good to know.
yeah, no, I'd say keep the trips shorter and stay longer. That
Yeah.
became our new rule was no more than 150 miles and we want to stay 2 days. Now we break that rule
Yeah. Okay.
sometimes according to how things go. And it depends. We've been on these roads with, switchback turns and
Yeah.
if you're on bad roads, don't go more than 50 miles.
Yes.
It's just too taxing. But yeah, staying longer so you can see a place, staying for 2 nights. That first cross country trip was insane. One night, jump, and driving along. By the time you set up, it's time to go to bed and you're
Yeah.
packing up to leave again the next morning. It's crazy. So
Yeah.
don't do that. That would be my advice.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so probably it sounds so exciting, really, actually. And that's I also love traveling, so it really sounds so exciting.
You would like it. It is, and you're meeting new people all the time and
Yeah.
seeing new places. We're members of Elks Lodges, and that's a really good group of people. And they have their parks are usually no more than $25-$30 a night.
Yay. Yeah.
And then they have the lounge, and you get to meet all the people. And so we stayed a lot of Elks Lodges. Trying to keep it inexpensive can get tough. Fuel for a while there was really bad. I remember once when we were in California, putting $724 into the gas tank, or excuse
Yeah.
me, diesel. My husband always corrects me. Don't say gas, it's
It's important, yeah.
fuel. I'm allowed to say fuel, but not gas. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, so it's a good life, and it's rewarding, and it's fun, and it's exciting, and I just can't imagine doing anything else. I just can't.
Well, I have actually one question about this, but I think I already know the answer. That would be, if money is not an issue, what would you do?
Exactly what we're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That was
I don't know, maybe we could get a paid driver so my husband could relax.
yeah, that's a good idea if he's so exhausted,
Yeah.
done with driving, of course, of course. But
Yep.
why don't
Yeah.
you drive? Oh, can you drive?
I would be scared to death.
Okay.
Just and I actually drove a big panel truck. I sold potato chips for
Okay.
9 years, and I drove this big truck. And my first day on the job by myself in a parking lot, I turned too close and scraped a car. I'll never forget it. I was so upset. My boss was, calm down, we're not going to fire you. It's just knowing you've got all that behind you. I mean, you really have to.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
my husband doesn't even like it when I drive the car. So I know he would go crazy with me driving motorhome. He wouldn't like that at all. So
Yeah. No, I love driving. Actually, I'm a driver myself, and I love driving. But and sometimes,
you are.
yeah, sometimes I just go and just drive through the city, just because it clears your mind. Yeah,
We have friends that are working with us here that they're bird watchers, avid bird watchers.
yeah,
And like on the weekend, this last weekend, they
yeah.
drove 150 miles one way to see a bird, a rare bird.
Crazy people.
Yeah, yeah, that we don't do that. We just go that's my husband's really done with driving. He really totally is. So
Oh, it
we have to
must be
keep it
tiring.
close.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just warm out. And he's been having trouble with his eyes. He just got new glasses, and hopefully that's going to help. But I was having to help him with signs, and GPS is that's almost a divorce causer, I tell you. It's got the RV GPS will be saying something, and then the phone says something else, and you don't know which one to listen to. And when you're in a 45-foot motorhome, and it takes you, one time it took us on the wrong side of the freeway to a dead end.
Yeah.
And you don't just back up when you have a car on it. It's disconnect, turn around. So yeah, all kinds of stories like that I can give advice on what not to do. But yeah,
Yeah, but that could make a great content on your Substack, I would say, and also on YouTube, by the way.
that's true. That's true. I'm going to use your advice, and I'm going to be famous.
Yeah, fingers crossed. So you get to
Yes,
drive, so your husband can take some rest from driving.
yes, yeah. So
So I think that will be all for today. We are almost actually 1 hour and a little bit.
really, that
Yes,
flew by.
yeah,
Wow,
for me too. I didn't feel it actually. Thank you so
that's
much
cool.
for this wonderful conversation. I'm sure that people are gonna love it. And once again, anyone who's watching up until now at the very end, so please make sure you check Kat's Substack. And if not, you will definitely learn a lot of exciting stuff about living on in a motorhome and traveling the US for sure. And if you wanna actually go and see new places, why not join these volunteer projects of yours?
Yes,
Yes.
awesome. Thank you so much, Anna.
Thank you too. It was an
You're a
amazing.
blessing.
Thank you. Join me for a spotlight session like this. All you need to do is to join one of my monthly challenges, either notes or writing. Stay consistent and make sure you add yourself to the accountability tracker.
Oh, and you have to be one of my paid members. If you complete just one of those challenges in just one single month, it's highly probable that I will select you for a spotlight session so that you can talk about yourself, share your personal story, and spread the word about your Substack so that more people will learn about it and hopefully become your subscribers. I distribute those sessions to my entire subscriber list on Substack, ConvertKit, NowKit, and my Medium account and my social media channels. It's easy to win those challenges, and all you need to do is just to stay consistent. I see you inside.